SDiPath has been, of course, involved in a lot of different activities and events throughout the year. We try to organize ourselves 1 to 2 meetings, for instance, this one together with our German and Austrian colleagues for the first time. But we also will typically have our General Assembly. It will happen today for those of you who are participating from the Swiss side. So don't forget, at 12:30 today, we have the General Assembly. But we're also publishing some of the works or some of the positioning of Switzerland currently within the realm of digital pathology. So you'll find a couple of our papers in Journal of Clinical Pathology. One was about the current status and future development of digital pathology in Switzerland, where we performed this survey asking sort of just to get the basis of where do we stand in Switzerland at the moment in relation to other countries who are also going digital. And here we did this paper recently initiated by Victor Kölzer in Zurich, who wanted to understand the changes that occurred because of this lockdown, as was just mentioned by Johannes before, and the impact that this had on digital pathology in Switzerland. We organize workshops. We had a digital pathology school that we were involved in from the vet faculty here in Bern. And we also liaise with other different societies, PathLake, which you know, Empire, which Norman just explained, and the European Society of Pathology and SDiP. We also have newly our YouTube channel. So for the digital pathology guidelines that are ongoing, we are at a very great moment for this. We had fantastic partnerships with our colleagues from different places in Switzerland who took on the task to be working group leaders on these 4 different packages that we outlined. And they worked out a different series of questions and statements that we could put together in one large Delphi survey. So we're doing this as part of the Delphi process. It is completed at the moment in terms of the survey questions. We are just about to release this to our SDiPath members for a first cycle of the survey. So we're looking very much forward to having our own SDiPath clinical guidelines that we'll be able to publish now in 2022. Of course, these are based not on nothing. These, of course, have been heavily based on guidelines that came from Germany, those that came from the UK and from other places as well, trying to pinpoint basically the very important parts in there. So thank you so much to all of the colleagues, not only the working group leaders, but everybody who was an extension of that, who helped us to do this. Another very important thing that happened recently, also initiated and together with Victor Kölzer and Andrew Janovic and myself, we put together this call, or let's say an application for this major call that occurred for the Swiss Digital Pathology Initiative. We called it the Swiss Digital Pathology Initiative because it was beyond infrastructure, which is actually what this roadmap call was all about, to basically support digital pathology research infrastructure across the country. We got together with 5 different, our 5 university hospitals with the idea of creating a, let's say, like a central repository of very clean, standardized data and attached images that we could then tap into as sort of a central query system to be able to do research and build our algorithms and do digital pathology research and computational research. We have written our vision for SDPI in this paper. It is still under submission or under review at the moment, but you'll certainly find it, I hope, very soon, where we outline what the plans are in our vision for digital pathology in Switzerland, that even though started in these 5 university hospitals, we hope to be able to roll out eventually to everyone. So some other things going on at the moment. These are just very small highlights. There's a bunch of stuff going on everywhere, but just some points to highlight here. So our colleagues, Sabina Berezovska and Philipp Zenz from the CHUV and from Bern are working on automatic cell quantification in lung tissue.
Prime Minister.
I'm sorry, if I think there's someone who could maybe mute their microphone, that would be great, thank you. So they're working on trying to exclude artifacts, in particular anthracosis, from these lung tissue specimens that they're trying to analyze. And this is a very disturbing feature for those of you who know lung cancer. This is a very important factor to try to exclude from any sort of image analysis. Our colleague Eva Karamitopoulou, with many different people, has published fantastic works recently looking at the PD-1, PD-L1 expression and that whole pathway involved in pancreatic ductal adenocarcinomas, and looking for the possible impact that that might have on prediction of therapy responsiveness in patients with microsatellite stable pancreatic cancer. So very interesting. Our colleagues from Zurich are working on structured reporting. I think that many of you who are on this call already know them. So Norbert Wey and Samuel Merki, who are working on digital microscopy of skin biopsies, and were able to basically start this a very important structured reporting project. In the same idea of structured reporting and basically communication of different kinds of data together, Nikola Cihoric, who's at the Insel Hospital here in Bern, is working on developing a framework for automatized communication between different clinical systems and pathology systems based on agreed semantic and syntactic data models. Other things going on in different places. Again, here we have Rita Sarkis and the colleagues there in Lausanne, so Laurence Deleval and Professor Niveras, who have been working on bone marrow compartments and automatically generating cellularity scores that could potentially be used in a further step in diagnostics. I myself am working on, of course, tumor budding and the tumor microenvironment in colorectal cancer. What else? And our colleague Andrew Janovic, many of you already know, has developed fantastic tools for biomarkers in the context of prediction of therapy responsiveness, prognosis, and diagnosis. Upcoming events from our side, Coders Club. So Andrew is organizing this with my student, Elias Baumann. So check this out. If you're interested in coding, please sign up and go and do this. April 30th, we have our own digital pathology so-called slide seminar that SDiPath is organizing. And as previously mentioned, ECDP in Berlin, we're going. We hope that you will all be there. And the ECP in Basel, I have to put that out there. It's in Switzerland. I'm the chair of the IT working group for the European Society of Pathology, and we've organized excellent sessions together with Antonio Polonia, who I think is also on this call today, and many different colleagues for the gyneco session, digestive disease session, and developing countries. So please join us. If you want to become a member of SDiPath, you'll find how to do that here. So that's very simple. And again, here, don't forget the General Assembly for those of you participating from Switzerland, 12:30. It'll be very fast, I promise. There will be a breakout room that you can go into, and we'll take care of everything in there in 15 minutes, and then you'll be free to go for lunch. So thank you very much. That's all from my side.